The Golden Palace Monastery is located in the incomparable monastery compound near the northeast corner of the royal palace fort at Mandalay. It was originally a smaller private apartment of King Mindon in the royal palace, and thus both the interior and exterior were fully gilt. King Mindon died in this building in 1878, and his son King Tibor relocated it outside the royal palace and consecrated it as a monastery in its current location. During World War II, bombings destroyed all of the palace buildings on the palace platform. Therefore, the Golden Palace Monastery can be regarded as the only surviving structure of a more than millennia-old tradition of wooden palace buildings in Myanmar. The monastery is built on a platform nearly 6.5 feet above the ground and is supported by 150 teak pillars. The main hall measures 102 feet by 52 feet and is surrounded by a 9-foot wide veranda. More ornate ornaments were added to the original building, before it was consecrated as a monastery, according to tradition. Outward-facing effigies of rearing dragons, which appear in triplicate at the corners, guard the foundation pillars around the perimeter. Access to the monastery is via 5 massive masonry staircases, which terminate in pairs of traditional yetkin, or mango bud-shaped volutes. Pairs of pivot gates, surmounted by avian forms and embellished with lively figures in combat pose, open onto the veranda, which is enclosed by solid balustrades of intricately carved teak boards. Even though the exterior giltwork has long gone due to the elements, tiny traces of it can still be seen in some places on the exterior walls. This is the interior of the monastery's eastern section, which has been entirely gilded from ceiling to floor in keeping with its former royal status, and still retains its original splendor. The supporting beams and the rafters of the roof are also carved in low relief and gilded. Even the underside of the metal gutter that carries runoff from the roof is gilded. Around the central shrine of the eastern section of the monastery, the bases of the pillars are decorated with carvings in high relief, depicting scenes from Jataka stories, the life of the Buddha, and the Ramayana. There is a large throne against the wall that separates the eastern section from the western section, and a 3-foot-high Buddha statue is placed on the throne. This section of the inner sanctum of the shrine is demarcated by a railing of emerald green glass balusters, framed by gilded, carved wood panels. In front of the railing, there is a pair of seated Lokarnat, or guardian deities of the world. The throne is adorned with ornate carvings and glass mosaics. It is a replica of a royal throne, but it is more intricately decorated because it serves as the throne for the statue of the Buddha. Smaller effigies of the Buddha's two main disciples, Moggallana and Sariputta, flank the statue of the Buddha. This is one of the doors connecting the monastery's eastern and western sections. The western part of the monastery is also entirely gilded, but it is less ornately decorated than the eastern section.
Thank you.